the Lamar City Council regular meeting to order Tuesday, May 5th, 12 p.m. Would you please join and stand and be with me on the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have a roll call there.
Nelson?
Yes.
Knapp?
Yes.
Donlin?
Yes.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Wick?
Yes.
Okay.
Motion to approve the agenda. Second.
Motion made and second to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Today we're going into general discussion. There's one thing that I do want, Mike, I'm going to ask you to reassure. We've got a lot of roll calls here today. And I want to, would you share with them, whoever makes the roll calls, state their name?
Yeah, so all votes will be a roll call, so make sure you introduce yourself prior to speaking. You know, just clearly tell us who you are, who makes the motion, who makes the second. And then we're not going to have any consent votes. They're all going to be roll calls today, just like we have the last 3 meetings.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Okay, moving on to general discussion. We're going to handle our general discussion like we always do. In regard to how we handle it, we ask everybody, and in this case, if there's anybody out there that wants to call in or did call in or has called in or is called in, we ask you to state your name and your address. And we can't, the council's always willing to listen to your concerns or your complaints or anything like that, but they can't make any decisions on it. But, so I'm gonna open it up for discussion at this time. Is there anybody, I'd like to keep it to at least 3 or 4 minutes on your topics if you could, because I don't know how many's calling in. But at this time, if there's anybody on the phone that wants to bring up anything that in regard to a general discussion, we'll certainly do so at this time. Is there anybody that's interested or that's on the phone that has anything to cover on general discussion? Hearing none, we'll move on to our Thumbs Up Award. Mike, you got a Thumbs Up Award? Mike Donlin?
Yeah, this is Mike. At home. I thought I'd throw a thumbs up in the direction of Brian Schultz and his crew for not just the work they've been doing on the course itself, but on beautiful days like this weekend. They handled a lot of activity in an appropriate way, and I commend them for doing it very well. Unlike today, which is the opposite of very nice. But kudos to them.
Thank you, Mike. It was sure true. You're sure right. And they're certainly abiding by the rules and the governor's proclamation, and it was busy. Okay, Clark.
Nothing.
Rex.
I'll pass today.
Kenny.
Just a comment, I appreciate the information getting to us on the street work in town. They're sure getting a lot of work done, so they've had a good couple of weeks to do that. But I do appreciate it.
Okay. Steve.
And just to follow up on that, just the information that has come out of the office and how we have been kept abreast of things and again from our departments and how well they keep us informed on street work and things that is getting done. I appreciate that.
Sure, a lot easier to answer questions when they're asked, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Communication's a big part.
Dick, can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead, Jason.
It's probably the appropriate place to do it, but I want to acknowledge the incredible act of generosity by Dennis Gretkin. Dennis, for most of his life, was a Lamar's resident. Dennis passed away last August. Before passing away, Dennis decided to do one last good deed by naming beneficiaries to his estate, whom I would imagine he felt played an important part in his life. One of those beneficiaries was the Lamar's Public Library. The library has received $951,000 from the Dennis Gretkin estate. We are very grateful that Mr. Gretkin saw the value in a strong community library. The money has been placed in the library's trust account with no immediate or specific project or use. The primary goal for the eventual use of the donation will be to improve the library and the services it provides to the community. So on behalf of the city, the library board, and the Friends of the Library, we are very appreciative of Mr. Gretkin and the enormous act of kindness he has shown to the Lamar's community.
Thank you, Jason, for bringing that up. That's a very, very important thing that's happened, and to his family.
Mayor, can I follow up with one other?
Yes,
thumbs up?
go ahead.
Thumbs up to all the teachers. Today is National Teacher Appreciation Day, and for the work that they have put in the last 6-7 weeks, keeping the kids online and learning. And my wife will appreciate that too. So.
Yeah. She didn't tell you to do that, did she?
No, not
Okay,
really.
right. Son had asked. Yeah, okay. Anything else? Hearing none, moving on to the consent items. All items listed on the consent agenda will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion on these items unless a request is made prior to the time the council votes on the motion. So at this time, I'd ask any council members, or I can go through them first of all. Number one is that we've got 6 of them. Approval of the April 21st, 2000 regular meeting minutes. A list of the bills for the period ending 4/30/20. A renewal of the liquor license, Hy-Vee Fairway Lockers. Airport application for the state aviation fund.